I don't even know where to begin on this. My filter's gone, my skin's getting tougher all the time, but this is just wrong on so many levels. I think this is probably the most racist and divisive thing that I've seen come before us. We never see stuff like this. If Black lives are the only ones that matter, you got a problem. That's racist.
You're just gonna have to trust me on this one. This is gonna be something that drives a stake right between the races in this town.
There have been more than 700 protests in all 50 states. It's a response to the virulent anti-Black racism.
Demonstrators came out in solidarity with what has become a worldwide movement.
Your life matters.
When I see these young Black people killing each other, I don't see any indignation. I don't see it.
For your willingness to be heard, for your willingness to be seen for justice, and for your willingness to be seen for humanity.
George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!
We stay in solidarity.
To think that Black lives don't matter is folly. I mean, it's ludicrous. And it makes me think that they don't think that much of themselves.
So we need to put it on its opposite end. How you doing, Greyson? Good to meet you.
You too.
Oh, hi. Wait, I do that a lot. But yeah, totally.
You can do good. It's hella easy to do good. Just do it. Just do it. People get wrapped up in their head. They get wrapped up in, like, so many other things that are, for the most part, trivial.
We have the capacity, if we come together, to make change. The potential is here, and, you know, we have good people here fighting for that to happen.
We wrote up the proposal, and then we had to battle city council. I mean, it was a nightmare.
Resolution considering authorization for public installation in support for Black Lives Matter. And I know there was a lot of discussion and concerns about putting it into the street.
Well, it just opened up the floodgates a little bit in terms of expression.
Art installations generally are less controversial.
We proposed it, they knocked it down. We proposed it again, they knocked it down.
I'd just like to have an additional 2 weeks for us to kind of have more discussion about that.
Just from what we've learned so far on this one, it's going to be an extremely difficult decision to make.
I'm not one for asking permission to do things that I love to do. Being realistic, like, you know, old white man gonna tell me what type of art I can and can't do, especially when I'm making art for my people.
From that point to here, you know, we went through everything. We got hit with everything but the kitchen sink.
You know, we have hurricanes. I mean, all that kind of stuff.
But when you see it on social media, you can turn it off. You got to see it here. And
But we're going to spend taxpayers' money on something. It ought to be something that's positive and something that most people can support.
We are not asking for taxpayer money. We are funding this ourselves. Every other community has made a statement against racism and in support of their Black residents, and we're one of the few who has not.
In Charlotte, New York, Portland, Seattle, Philadelphia, Baltimore, it's only Black Lives Matter. You can't say Black Lives Matter and not think of some level of civil disobedience. Just last night in Portland, they drug a man and woman out of a truck and beat him unconscious with their Black Lives Matter shirts on. I'm not saying that's all of them, it's not. Our Black Lives Matter protesters here, I thought, were very well behaved, sat there on the steps, made their point. But the erecting of this sign on city property is not the right thing to do.
And I can imagine a small white child seeing that, like, what about white lives?
It blows my mind. We're like, racism don't exist. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's never a moment I forget that I'm Black. And there's never a moment anybody in the world lets me forget that I'm Black.
Being a Black male, raising Black children, Black Lives Matter means everything to me. We wanted it to say Black Lives Matter.
And then Black Lives Do Matter came to existence.
I think we can come up with a very positive message that everybody can try to support rather than having something that will be divisive.
Council could take some variation of the message that it may find more desirable.
When that was put on the table, I almost backed out of the project. At the time, I was thinking real myopically, real selfishly, like, it needs to say this or blah, 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 blah. You know, we started getting kind of backlash, you know, saying that, like, I cheapened the message. I didn't want to do anything to cause a divide, you know? With people I'm in the same fight with, right? I mean, again, like, I moved past that, because it's, you know, it's bigger than that.
I move that we pass the resolution.
How do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Barnett, how do you vote?
Aye.
Anderson, how do you vote?
Nay.
Mr. O'Grady, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Allenbark, how do you vote?
No.
Ms. Haynes, how do you vote?
Aye.
And I will vote aye. The item carries.
The slow zone?
Yeah, like right in there.
Okay.
We're just trying to set up right this way. We need 5 of them? Watch your head.
I'm so wild hyped on the artists that we have.
Yeah, your piece is dope.
It's good energy.
I've been extremely honored to be a part of this live outside gallery where people can see our artwork, look at our stories, hear our voices, and try to unite with us to let everybody know that Black Lives do matter.
It's alive, it's colorful, it's positive, it's hopeful, it expresses possibilities.
It's just amazing to see the different styles, the different talent, the different ideas.
Everybody collaborated well and they put their foot in it. We chose to use Black Lives Matter in all different languages because obviously Black Lives Matter all around the world.
Seeing the images and understanding the message that each artist put in those images can help people understand and think differently.
We have to talk about the people who didn't want this here, the people who pushed back. There is nothing divisive about this. This has brought us together. This will bring us together for ages.
Oh, man. Sorry. I couldn't imagine, like, as a father, not being around. And my daughter not seeing what just not seeing positive imagery, right? Like, it's, as a dad, it's my job to leave something for her, to teach her to leave something for somebody else.
I try to leave behind a good footprint. I want my students, I want my family, I want especially my children to be able to look up and say, my mom did that. And because she did that, I'm inspired to do that.
To have my children be a part of this, it just shows what role models we have. And this is our example for our kids, for our community. We have to put that step ladder down for everybody to be able to climb at the same time and help everybody up.
I don't want my grandchildren to have to struggle with some of the things that I've been struggling with, or my grandfather struggled with.
You know, Wilmington is entrenched with symbols of oppression. We see it everywhere. It's like, we don't forget that.
The system is working as it was designed.
Good, man. Thank you.
We want to fight that.
We haven't won the victory, we've just won a battle. We enjoy it, we'll celebrate it, but we're not gonna stop here. We need to be responsible for better housing, making sure that our kids can graduate from high school, that families can stay together.
We want to break down generational barriers to success.
I want them to see hope. I want them to see the opportunities for a better Wilmington, to feel like this place is changing. this ain't the end of the fight, but it is the start of a chapter.
We've seen the change all around the nation, and I just say, keep fighting. Keep fighting. Walk right outside of your door. That's where change starts.
This is the starting line. What is your role in it? What is your role in it? What is your role in it? We're not tied into our historical roots of hatred. Things can get better. People are working to make things better. How can I work to make things better? If you have the opportunity to inspire, you have the opportunity to do good in your home, that is your one responsibility. You're not allowed to not make change.
That brings us to our next item of business, which is a resolution extending the period of the message Black Lives Do Matter. At this time, I'd like to recognize Councilmember Kevin Spears. Mr. Spears?
I sponsored this resolution as a way of saying that I appreciate the initiative, but I don't think we're quite done. We just need more, but I think this vote of confidence from this council and this city has been a step in the right direction.
I knew when we passed this last year that that would not be the end of it, and I fully expect it to come back every year. It'll never go away. I was against it then, and I'm against it tonight.
We have a motion by Councilmember Spears, second by Councilmember O'Grady. Discussion. All in favor of that motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
That item passes 5-2.
People thought this was a divisive piece, and it was not. We had all types of citizens participate and put together a beautiful piece of art for our city. So thank you, 18 Forward.